First contact, humanity meets the Galactic Alliance. The vast expanse of space had always beckoned humanity, a siren call that whispered of endless possibilities and untold wonders. For centuries we had gazed at the stars, dreaming of the day we would venture beyond our own solar system. That day finally arrived in the year 2157, when the first faster-than-light drive was successfully tested. Dr. Samantha Chen stood on the bridge of the UNSS Horizon, Earth's first true interstellar vessel. Her heart raced as she watched the swirling blue vortex of the hyperdrive field envelop the ship. In mere moments, they would make their first jump beyond the confines of the solar system. "All systems a go, Doctor," reported Commander Jack O'Neill, his voice steady despite the palpable excitement in the air. "We're ready to make history." Samantha nodded, her throat tight with anticipation. "Initiate jump sequence." The ship hummed with energy, and for a brief instant, Samantha felt as if every atom in her body was being pulled apart and reassembled. Then, as quickly as it began, the sensation passed. The view screen before them showed an unfamiliar starfield. "Jump successful," announced the ship's AA. "We are approximately 4.2 light-years from Earth in the Alpha Centauri system." A cheer erupted on the bridge, but it was short-lived. Alarms suddenly blared, and the view screen flickered to show an enormous vessel appearing seemingly out of nowhere. "Unknown ship detected," shouted the tactical officer. It's massive. At least 10 times our size." Samantha's mind raced. First contact. This was what they had prepared for, hoped for, and feared in equal measure. "Open all frequencies," she ordered. "Let's hope they're friendly." As if in response, a beam of light enveloped the horizon. Samantha felt a strange tingling sensation, and suddenly she found herself standing in a vast alien chamber. Beside her, looking equally bewildered, stood Commander O'Neill and 2 other crew members. Before them, a group of beings unlike anything they had ever seen regarded them with what seemed to be curiosity. One stepped forward, its form shimmering with bioluminescence. "Greetings, humans of Earth," it said, the words appearing in their minds rather than being spoken aloud. "We are the Galactic Alliance, and we have been waiting a long time for this moment." Samantha swallowed hard, forcing herself to remain calm. We come in peace," she managed to say. "We seek knowledge and friendship among the stars." The alien's form rippled in what might have been amusement. "Your species has much to learn, but also much to offer. We have been observing your progress for centuries, waiting for you to take your first steps into the wider galaxy." "You've been watching us?" O'Neill asked, a hint of suspicion in his voice. "Indeed," the alien replied. "It is our way. We watch, we wait, and when a species is ready, we welcome them. Your arrival here was not by chance. We guided your jump, ensuring your safe arrival." Samantha's scientific mind was buzzing with questions. "But how? Our technology is impressive for such a young species," the alien interrupted, "but still in its infancy compared to what the galaxy has to offer. We have much to show you." Over the next few hours, Samantha and her team were given a whirlwind tour of the alien vessel. They learned that the Galactic Alliance was a coalition of thousands of spacefaring species working together to explore, trade, and maintain peace across the Milky Way. The aliens showed them technologies beyond their wildest dreams, energy sources that could power entire planets, medical advancements that could cure any disease, and faster-than-light communication systems that spanned the galaxy. As they prepared to return to the horizon, the alien leader addressed them one final time. "We offer humanity a choice. You may join the Alliance, sharing in our knowledge and resources, but also accepting our laws and regulations. Or you may choose to find your own path among the stars. Be warned, though, the galaxy is vast and not always kind to newcomers." Samantha looked at her teammates, seeing the same mix of excitement and apprehension she felt reflected in their eyes. This was a decision that would shape the future of humanity. "We're honored by your offer," she said carefully, "but this isn't a decision we can make alone. We need to report back to Earth and let our people decide their own fate. The alien's form shimmered again. A wise choice. We will await your response, but do not take too long. There are other forces in the galaxy that may not be as patient or as benevolent as we are. With that ominous warning, Samantha and her team found themselves back on the horizon. As they prepared for the jump back to Earth, she couldn't shake the feeling that humanity had just taken its first step into a much larger, more complex universe than they had ever imagined. The journey home was filled with excited chatter and furious note-taking. They had to ensure they remembered every detail, every piece of information that could help humanity prepare for this new era. As Earth came into view, Samantha felt a mix of relief and trepidation. They were bringing home news that would forever change the course of human history. The question now was, how would humanity respond to the challenge? Little did they know, the true test of humanity's resilience and ingenuity was yet to come. For in the vast expanse of the galaxy, other forces were stirring, forces that would soon put humanity to the ultimate test. The Zorkan threat. A new enemy emerges. The news of first contact sent shockwaves through Earth's population. For months, debates raged in government chambers, on news networks, and in homes across the planet. The decision to join the Galactic Alliance was not taken lightly, but in the end, the promise of advanced technology and the protection of a vast interstellar community proved too enticing to refuse. 5 years after that fateful first encounter, humanity had made remarkable strides. Earth's first embassy on the Alliance capital world of Nexus Prime stood as a testament to their new status in the galactic community. Admiral Samantha Chen, newly promoted for her role in First Contact, stood on the balcony of the embassy, gazing at the alien skyline. Quite a view, isn't it? Came a familiar voice. Jack O'Neill, now Earth's ambassador to the Alliance, joined her at the railing. Samantha nodded, a small smile playing on her lips. Sometimes I still can't believe we're here. Their contemplation was interrupted by a sudden commotion in the embassy's main hall. A young lieutenant burst onto the balcony, his face pale. "Admiral, Ambassador, you need to see this immediately." They rushed inside to find the main view screen alive with frantic reports from across Alliance space. Scenes of destruction played out before them, entire worlds engulfed in flame, fleets of ships reduced to debris. "What in God's name is happening?" O'Neill demanded. An Alliance representative, a tall insectoid being named Zix, stepped forward. "We are under attack by the Zorkan Imperium," it clicked, mandibles quivering with distress. "They are an aggressive, expansionist species from the galactic fringe. We've had confrontations with them before, but never anything on this scale." Samantha's mind raced. Why now? What's changed? Zix's compound eyes seemed to dim. "We believe they've acquired new technology, something that gives them an edge in battle. Our fleets are struggling to hold them back." As if to underscore the point, a new alert flashed across the screen. The Zorkan had breached the defenses of a key Alliance world only a few light years from Earth. O'Neill's jaw clenched. "What about Earth? Are we in danger?" "Your world is still unknown to the Zorkan," Zix assured them. "But if they continue their advance..." The implication hung heavy in the air. Earth, still new to interstellar travel, would be defenseless against such an overwhelming force. Samantha straightened her uniform, her mind already formulating plans. "We need to inform Earth immediately. And I want all the data you have on the Zorkan and this new technology they're using." Over the next few weeks, as the Zorkan continued their relentless advance, Earth found itself thrust into the heart of an interstellar war. The fledgling human fleet, bolstered by Alliance technology, but still small in number, joined the defensive efforts. Admiral Chen stood on the bridge of the UNSS Defiant, Earth's first true battleship, as it patrolled the outer reaches of the solar system. Reports from the front lines were grim. The Zorkan's new technology allowed them to predict and counter Alliance tactics with frightening accuracy. "It's like they can see the future," muttered Captain Elena Rodriguez, Chen's second-in-command. How are we supposed to fight an enemy that always knows our next move? Samantha frowned, studying the battle reports. Something nagged at the back of her mind, a pattern she couldn't quite grasp. There's got to be a weakness, a flaw in their system. We just need to find it. Their contemplation was interrupted by a priority alert. A Zorkan scout ship had been detected at the edge of the solar system. "They found us," Elena whispered, her face pale. Samantha's mind raced. They couldn't let the scout report back to the main fleet. "All hands to battle stations," she ordered. "We're going to take that ship out." The Defiant surged forward, its advanced engines propelling it toward the intruder. As they closed in, they got their first real look at a Zorkan vessel. It was sleek, almost organic in design, with pulsing veins of energy running along its hull. "Open fire," Samantha commanded. The Defiant's weapons blazed, but the Zorkan ship seemed to anticipate each shot, dancing away at the last second. It returned fire, its energy beams slicing dangerously close to the Defiant's hull. "How are they doing that?" Elena exclaimed. "It's like they know exactly where we're going to shoot." Samantha's eyes narrowed, watching the Zorkan ship's movements. Then suddenly, it clicked. "They do know," she said, "but not because they can see the future." Elena switched to manual targeting. "Ignore the computer's suggestions." Elena looked confused but complied. This time, when they fired, the shots connected. The Zorkan ship, caught off guard, took heavy damage. "Again," Samantha ordered. The second volley finished the job. The Zorkan scout erupted in a brilliant explosion, leaving behind only scattered debris. As the bridge crew cheered, Samantha's mind was already racing ahead. "Get me a secure line to Alliance High Command," she ordered. "I think I've figured out the Zorkan's secret." Hours later, in a top-secret briefing, Samantha laid out her theory to the assembled Alliance leaders. "The Zorkan aren't predicting the future," she explained. "They developed an AI that can perfectly model Alliance battle tactics based on our previous engagements. That's why they always seem to know what we're going to do, because we've been fighting exactly how their simulations predict." Murmurs of understanding rippled through the room. Zix clicked its mandibles excitedly. "If this is true, it changes everything. But how do we counter it?" Samantha allowed herself a small smile. "We do what humans do best. We get unpredictable. We throw out the rulebook and start fighting in ways that AI could never anticipate." O'Neill leaned forward, a glint in his eye. "You're talking about guerrilla warfare on a galactic scale." "Exactly," Samantha nodded. "Hit-and-run tactics, unconventional weapons, strategies so crazy no logical AI would ever consider them. We need to introduce chaos into the equation." The Alliance leaders looked skeptical, but desperate times called for desperate measures. After hours of debate, they agreed to give Samantha's plan a chance. As she left the briefing room, Samantha felt the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. The fate of Earth, and possibly the entire Alliance, now rested on humanity's ability to think outside the box. Little did the Zorkan know, their seeming invincibility was about to be challenged by the most unpredictable force in the galaxy, human ingenuity. Operation Stardust. Humans devise an unconventional plan. The following weeks saw a flurry of activity as Admiral Samantha Chen worked tirelessly with both human and alien strategists to develop a new approach to combat the Zorkan threat. The plan that emerged was audacious, risky, and quintessentially human. They called it Operation Stardust. At a secure facility on Mars, Samantha stood before a holographic display of the galaxy, addressing a mixed group of human and Alliance military leaders. "Ladies, gentlemen, and honored allies," she began, her voice steady despite the enormity of what she was about to propose. "Operation Stardust is not just a battle plan. It's a complete paradigm shift in how we approach this war." She gestured, and the hologram zoomed in on a particular sector of space. "The Zorkan have pushed us back on nearly every front, but they've also spread themselves thin. We're going to use that against them." The hologram shifted, showing a complex network of supply lines and communication relays. Instead of confronting their main fleets head-on, we're going to wage a war of 1,000 cuts. Small, highly mobile strike teams will hit their supply lines, communication hubs, and secondary outposts. An alliance general, a towering crystalline being, chimed in. Admiral, with all due respect, hit-and-run tactics are hardly revolutionary. Samantha smiled. You're right, but that's just phase 1. The real key to Operation Stardust is this. She held up what looked like a simple data chip. We call it the Chaos Engine. She explained that human computer scientists, working in conjunction with Alliance experts, had developed an AI system designed to generate battle plans that were effective yet completely unpredictable. The Chaos Engine uses advanced quantum algorithms and even elements of human creativity and irrationality, Samantha continued. It will provide our strike teams with mission parameters that no logical AI, not even the Zorkan's advanced systems, could anticipate. The room buzzed with a mixture of excitement and skepticism. One human admiral spoke up. This sounds dangerously close to letting a computer run the war for us, Shen. Samantha shook her head. The Chaos Engine doesn't make decisions for us. It provides options, crazy, out-of-the-box options that we might never consider otherwise. But it's still up to human and Alliance commanders to choose which plans to implement and how to adapt them in the field. As the briefing continued, Samantha laid out more details of the operation. Strike teams would be composed of both humans and various Alliance species, leveraging the unique abilities of each. They would use a mix of advanced Alliance technology and improvised human ingenuity. We're going to show the Zorkan that the galaxy isn't just a chessboard where every move can be calculated, Samantha concluded. We're going to introduce so much chaos into the equation that their predictive algorithms become useless. After hours of debate and refinement, Operation Stardust was given the green light. Over the next month, strike teams were assembled and trained in the new tactics. The Chaos Engine was put through countless simulations, its outputs growing increasingly unpredictable yet effective. Finally, the day of reckoning arrived. Samantha stood on the bridge of the UNSS Defiant, now the flagship of humanity's contribution to the war effort. Around her, a fleet of smaller, faster ships prepared to jump to their assigned targets. All ships report ready, Admiral, Captain Rodriguez announced. Samantha took a deep breath. This was it, the moment that would decide the fate of not just humanity, but potentially the entire Alliance. Send the signal. Operation Stardust is a go. Across the sector, strike teams jumped into action. On a Zorkan supply world, a team led by Jack O'Neill, who had insisted on returning to active duty for this mission, emerged from a cleverly disguised shipping container. Their mission, generated by the Chaos Engine, was to reprogram the planet's automated defense systems to target Zorkan ships instead of Alliance ones. Got to hand it to that Chaos Engine, Jack muttered as they worked. I'd never have thought of this in a million years. Meanwhile, in a distant asteroid field, another team was implementing an even more audacious plan. They were seeding the rocks with a specially engineered algae that would rapidly multiply, coating the asteroids in a substance that played havoc with Zorkan sensors. On the fringes of Zorkan space, a joint human Alliance team was executing perhaps the strangest mission of all. They were broadcasting an intricate series of signals designed to mimic the communications of a fictitious alien race, one that the Chaos Engine had determined would be irresistibly intriguing to the Zorkan, potentially diverting significant resources to investigation. Back on the Defiant, Samantha watched as reports flooded in from across the sector. It was chaos, but organized chaos. The Zorkan, for the first time since the war began, seemed to be on the back foot. Admiral, Captain Rodriguez called out, excitement in her voice. We're getting reports of Zorkan ships actually firing on each other in the Proxima sector. They can't tell friend from foe. Samantha allowed herself a small smile. The plan was working. The unpredictability introduced by the Chaos Engine and human creativity was overwhelming the Zorkan's tactical eye. But even as a sense of hope began to spread through the Alliance forces, Samantha knew this was just the beginning. The Zorkan were down, but far from out. They would adapt, evolve their strategies. This war was far from over. As if to underscore her thoughts, a priority alert flashed on the main screen. A massive Zorkan fleet had been detected, headed straight for a key Alliance world. This wasn't just any world, it was Nexus Prime, the heart of the Galactic Alliance. Samantha's jaw set in determination. Operation Stardust had given them a fighting chance, but now it was time to face the enemy head-on. The Battle of Nexus Prime loomed, and with it, perhaps the decisive moment of the war. As she began issuing orders to recall their scattered forces, Samantha couldn't help but wonder, had they done enough? Would human unpredictability be enough to overcome the technological might of the Zorkan? The answer, she knew, would determine the fate of not just humanity, but the entire galaxy. The Battle of Nexus Prime, humanity's first major space conflict. The swerving hyperspace vortex collapsed as the UNSS Defiant, along with a hastily assembled fleet of Alliance vessels, emerged in the Nexus system. The scene that greeted them was one of impending doom. The Zorkan armada hung in space like a dark cloud, their sleek ships forming an ominous wall between the Defenders and Nexus Prime. Admiral Samantha Chen stood on the bridge of the Defiant, her face illuminated by the glow of tactical displays. "Status report," she commanded, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. Captain Rodriguez responded promptly. "The Zorkan fleet outnumbers us 3-1, Admiral. They haven't engaged yet, but they're in a standard attack formation." Samantha nodded grimly. "Standard for them, maybe. But we're about to show them a whole new way of fighting." She turned to her communications officer. "Patch me through to the entire fleet." As the channel opened, Samantha took a deep breath. "This is Admiral Chen to all ships. The moment we've prepared for is here. The Zorkan think they have us outmatched, but they're about to learn that numbers aren't everything. Execute Operation Stardust protocols. May fortune favor the bold." Across the fleet, commanders input the codes to activate their Chaos engines. Almost immediately, a flurry of seemingly random orders began flowing to individual ships and squadrons. The battle began in earnest as the Zorkan fleet, confident in their numerical superiority, surged forward. But instead of meeting them in a head-on confrontation, the Alliance fleet fractured into smaller groups, each moving in unpredictable patterns. On the bridge of a Zorkan flagship, Supreme Commander Vexcor watched in confusion as the enemy's formation dissolved into chaos. "What trickery is this?" he growled. "Their tactics make no sense." His tactical officer, equally bewildered, replied, "Our prediction algorithms are failing, Supreme Commander. We cannot anticipate their movements." Back on the Defiant, Samantha watched as the battle unfolded. Alliance ships started in and out of the Zorkan formation, striking from unexpected angles and disappearing before the enemy could respond effectively. Human pilots, renowned for their daring, led squadrons of fighters on wild, twisting routes through the melee, sowing confusion and destruction in their wake. One particularly audacious maneuver, suggested by the Chaos Engine and executed by a joint human-Arthrosian squadron, involved using the gravity wells of Nexus Prime's moons to slingshot around and attack the Zorkan rear guard. The enemy ships, their targeting systems confounded by the complex gravitational calculations, were caught completely off guard. As the battle raged on, the true power of Operation Stardust became apparent. The Zorkan, accustomed to fighting opponents whose every move they could predict, found themselves increasingly disoriented and reactive. However, the tide of battle was far from decided. The Zorkan's superior numbers and firepower still posed a significant threat. Samantha knew they needed something more to tip the scales decisively in their favor. "Admiral," Captain Rodriguez called out, "we're detecting a massive energy buildup in the Zorkan flagship. They appear to be charging some kind of superweapon." Samantha's mind raced. This could be the key moment of the battle. "Get me a direct line to Jack O'Neill's team," she ordered. Moments later, Jack's voice crackled over the comm. "Bit busy here, Sam. What's up?" "Jack, we need a miracle," Samantha replied. "The Zorcan are about to unleash a superweapon. I need your team to infiltrate their flagship and disable it." There was a pause before Jack responded. "You know, most people just ask for a postcard when you're visiting an alien spaceship. But sure, we'll see what we can do." As Jack's team began their daring mission, Samantha turned her attention back to the main battle. "All ships, focus fire on the Zorcan flagship's escorts. We need to give O'Neill's team a clear shot." The Alliance fleet responded, converging on the Zorcan command ship with renewed vigor. The space around the massive vessel became a storm of energy weapons and explosions. Aboard the Zorcan flagship, Jack and his team fought their way through twisting corridors, using a combination of Alliance tech and good old-fashioned human ingenuity to bypass security systems. They finally reached the heart of the ship, where the superweapons control systems were located. "Okay, folks," Jack announced, "time to introduce a little chaos into their system." He plugged a modified chaos engine into the Zorcan computer, unleashing a flood of conflicting commands and illogical data. The effect was immediate and catastrophic for the Zorcan. Their ship's systems went haywire, with weapons powering down, shields fluctuating, and navigation spinning wildly out of control. Supreme Commander Vexcor watched in horror as his mighty flagship began to drift aimlessly. "Impossible," he roared. "How can they have defeated our superior technology?" Back on the Defiant, a cheer went up as they witnessed the Zorcan flagship's erratic behavior. Samantha allowed herself a small smile. "Now's our chance," she declared. "All ships, concentrate fire on their command ship." The Alliance fleet unleashed a devastating barrage, their weapons finding gaps in the flagship's faltering defenses. Under the onslaught, the massive ship began to break apart. Seeing their seemingly invincible leaders brought low, the remaining Zorcan ships fell into disarray. Some attempted to continue the fight, while others began to retreat. As the battle entered its final stages, Samantha received a transmission from the Alliance High Command on Nexus Prime. "Admiral Chen," the message read, "your unconventional tactics have saved our capital and possibly turned the tide of the war. The Galactic Alliance owes humanity a great debt." Samantha breathed a sigh of relief, but she knew their work was far from over. The Zorcan had been dealt a significant blow, but they were still a formidable enemy. The war would continue, but now the Alliance had hope, and a new appreciation for the unpredictable nature of human warfare. As the remnants of the Zorcan fleet retreated, Samantha gazed out at the starfield, her mind already turning to the challenges that lay ahead. The Battle of Nexus Prime had been won, but the struggle for the galaxy's future was just beginning. Diplomatic shockwaves, the aftermath and galactic reactions. In the weeks following the Battle of Nexus Prime, the galaxy buzzed with news of the Alliance's victory. The defeat of the seemingly invincible Zorcan fleet sent shockwaves through interstellar communities, reshaping diplomatic landscapes and altering the balance of power. Admiral Samantha Chen found herself standing before the Galactic Alliance Council, a vast chamber filled with representatives from hundreds of species. The air was thick with tension and expectation. "Admiral Chen," began the council chairperson, an ethereal being of pure energy, "your tactics in the Battle of Nexus Prime have changed the course of this war. The council wishes to hear your assessment of our current situation and plans moving forward." Samantha took a deep breath, acutely aware of the weight of the moment. "Honored council members, while our victory at Nexus Prime was significant, we must not overestimate its impact. The Zorcan have been bloodied, but they are far from defeated. Our intelligence suggests they are already adapting their strategies in response to Operation Stardust." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. A reptilian counselor leaned forward, eyes narrowing. "Are you saying our moment of triumph is already lost, Admiral?" "Not at all," Samantha replied firmly. But we must capitalize on this momentum. The Zorkun's aura of invincibility has been shattered, and that presents us with new opportunities, both military and diplomatic. She gestured, and a holographic map of the galaxy appeared, highlighting territories and trade routes. Several neutral systems that were hesitant to oppose the Zorkan are now reaching out to join the alliance. Furthermore, we've received intelligence that some of the Zorkan's subjugated worlds are showing signs of rebellion. The council chamber buzzed with excited discussion. Samantha continued, I propose a two-pronged approach. First, we continue to press our military advantage, targeting key Zorkan strongholds and supply lines. Second, we launch a diplomatic offensive, reaching out to neutral and subjugated worlds to build a broader coalition against the Zorkan threat. As the council debated the proposal, Samantha couldn't help but reflect on how far humanity had come in such a short time. From newcomers to the galactic stage, they were now helping to shape the future of interstellar civilization. The discussion was interrupted by the sudden arrival of an urgent message. A hologram flickered to life in the center of the chamber, revealing the face of a Zorkan, but not one in military regalia. I am Zalvek, leader of the Zorkan Reformation movement, the figure announced. We seek dialogue with the Alliance. The Battle of Nexus Prime has shown many of our people the futility of this war. We believe it is time for a new path forward. The council chamber erupted in a cacophony of voices. Some councillors called for immediate rejection of the offer, viewing it as a Zorkan trick. Others argued for cautious engagement. Samantha, however, saw an opportunity. She stepped forward, addressing the hologram directly. Zolvek, your courage in reaching out is noted. The Alliance is always open to diplomatic solutions. However, we will need assurances of your sincerity. Zolvek nodded solemnly. We understand. As a gesture of good faith, we are prepared to provide intelligence on key Zorkan military installations. We ask only for guarantees of amnesty for those Zorkan who choose to lay down arms and join us in seeking peace. The council chairperson turned to Samantha. Admiral Chen, given your pivotal role in recent events, we would value your opinion on this matter. Samantha considered carefully before responding. War is easy, peace is hard. But it's what we've been fighting for. I believe we should pursue this diplomatic opening, albeit with caution. If genuine, this could be the key to ending the conflict with minimal further bloodshed. Over the next several days, the council engaged in intense negotiations with Zalvek's group. Samantha and her team worked tirelessly, verifying the provided intelligence and crafting the framework for a potential ceasefire. However, not everyone was pleased with this turn of events. Hardliners within the Alliance argued against trusting the Zorkan, while some saw the conflict as an opportunity for personal or political gain. Matters came to a head when Samantha uncovered evidence of a plot to sabotage the peace talks. A small but influential group of war profiteers, spanning several Alliance species, had been secretly prolonging the conflict for their own benefit. In a tense council session, Samantha laid out the evidence. Honored council members, we face a threat not just from without, but from within. These individuals would sacrifice countless lives for their own greed. We must root out this corruption if we are to have any hope of lasting peace. The revelation sent shockwaves through the Alliance. As investigations were launched and arrests made, the diplomatic landscape shifted once again. The exposure of the profiteers lent credibility to the peace process, showing the Zorkan reformists that the Alliance was serious about addressing its own shortcomings. As negotiations progressed, it became clear that the galaxy was on the cusp of a new era. The war had forced long-isolated species to cooperate, leading to unprecedented technological and cultural exchanges. Humanity, with its unique blend of creativity and determination, found itself increasingly looked to for leadership. Samantha, standing on the observation deck of the Alliance headquarters, gazed out at the glittering expanse of Nexus Prime. She couldn't help but feel a sense of pride in how far her species had come and excitement for the challenges that lay ahead. A familiar voice interrupted her thoughts. Quite a view, isn't it? Jack O'Neill said, joining her at the window. Samantha smiled. It never gets old. We've come so far, Jack. Sometimes I can hardly believe it. Yeah, well, don't get too comfortable, Jack quipped. I hear the council's talking about sending an expedition to the Andromeda Galaxy. Apparently, we humans are developing quite a reputation for handling the unknown. Samantha laughed, shaking her head. As they stood there, watching the bustling activity of the galactic capital, both felt the weight of the future on their shoulders. Humanity had proven itself on the galactic stage, but their greatest adventures and challenges were yet to come. A new era, humanity's rising influence in the galaxy. 5 years had passed since the Battle of Nexus Prime and the subsequent peace negotiations with the Zorkam Reformation movement. The galaxy had entered a period of unprecedented cooperation and growth, with humanity playing a pivotal role in shaping this new era. Admiral Samantha Chen, now serving as Earth's representative on the Galactic Alliance High Council, stood on the bridge of the UNSS Odyssey, the most advanced exploration vessel ever built through human and alien collaboration. They were about to embark on a historic mission to the edge of the Milky Way, pushing the boundaries of known space. All systems a go, Admiral, reported Captain Maria Hernandez, Samantha's former protégé. We're ready to make the jump on your command. Samantha nodded, a mix of excitement and nostalgia washing over her. Initiate jump sequence, Captain. Let's see what's out there. As the Odyssey's engines hummed to life, Samantha reflected on the whirlwind of changes the past few years had brought. The peace treaty with the reformed Zorkam government had held, though not without challenges. Hardliners on both sides had resisted, but the shared desire for peace and the potential for mutual growth had prevailed. Former enemies were now cautious allies, working together to rebuild worlds devastated by the war. Humanity's role in ending the conflict had catapulted Earth to a position of significant influence within the Alliance. The adaptability and creativity that had proven so crucial during the war now drove innovation in peacetime. Human scientists collaborated with alien counterparts, pushing the boundaries of technology and theoretical physics. The Chaos Engine, originally developed for military purposes, had found numerous peaceful applications. Its ability to generate unconventional solutions was revolutionizing fields from medicine to environmental restoration. A human Zorkam team had even used a modified version to create a breakthrough in faster-than-light travel, which the Odyssey was now using for the first time. As the ship prepared to jump, Samantha's thoughts turned to her old friend and comrade, Jack O'Neill. Now serving as Earth's ambassador at large, Jack had taken on the role of troubleshooter, using his unique blend of humor and tactical thinking to diffuse tensions across the galaxy. His current mission involved mediating a delicate situation between two species whose conflict predated humanity's emergence from Earth's oceans. The Odyssey shuddered slightly as it entered the new hyperdrive field. Through the viewscreen, Samantha watched stars streak by at an impossible rate. This mission would take them further than any human had ever traveled, to the very edge of the galaxy and the great void beyond. Admiral, called out the ship's xenobiologist, Dr. Xin Zhao, long-range sensors are picking up something unusual. It appears to be some sort of structure. Samantha's eyebrows shot up. A structure? Out here? As they dropped out of hyperspace, the crew of the Odyssey found themselves face to face with an enigma that defied explanation. Floating in the void between galaxies was a massive, clearly artificial construct. Its architecture was like nothing they had ever seen, suggesting an origin far beyond the known galaxy. My God, Samantha breathed, awe evident in her voice. Get me a secure line to Alliance headquarters. They need to see this. As the crew scrambled to analyze the mysterious structure, Samantha couldn't help but feel a sense of déjà vu. Once again, humanity found itself at the threshold of a new frontier, facing the unknown with a mixture of curiosity and trepidation. The discovery sent shockwaves through the Alliance. Speculation ran rampant about the structure's origins and purpose. Was it a beacon left by some long-lost civilization, a a gateway to other galaxies, or perhaps something more ominous. In the weeks that followed, as research teams from across the Alliance converged on the site, Samantha found herself at the center of a new galactic initiative. The Alliance Council, recognizing the potential importance of this discovery, appointed her to lead a multi-species task force to investigate the structure and its implications. As she prepared for this new challenge, Samantha reflected on the journey that had brought her and humanity to this point. From their first tentative steps into interstellar space to becoming key players in galactic affairs, humans had come so far in such a short time. Yet, she knew, this was just the beginning. The mysterious structure represented more than just a scientific curiosity. It was a reminder that the universe was vast and full of wonders beyond imagination. It was an invitation to explore, to learn, and to grow. In her quarters aboard the Odyssey, Samantha penned a message to be sent back to Earth. To the people of Earth, we stand at the dawn of a new era of exploration and discovery. The structure we found here, at the edge of our galaxy, is a testament to the wonders that await us in the vast expanse of the universe. It reminds us that no matter how far we've come, there is always more to learn, more to discover. Humanity's journey among the stars has been one of challenges and triumphs. We've faced war and found peace. We've encountered the unknown and made it known. We've learned that our greatest strength lies not in technology or firepower, but in our ability to adapt, to think creatively, and to work together, not just with each other, but with all the diverse species that call this galaxy home. As we embark on this new chapter of exploration, let us carry with us the lessons of our past and the hope for our future. The stars have always called to us, urging us to look up and wonder. Now we have the chance to answer that call, not just for ourselves, but for all sentient beings who share our curiosity about the cosmos. The journey ahead will not be easy. We will face challenges we cannot yet imagine, but I have faith in the ingenuity, the resilience, and the spirit of humanity. Together with our allies, there is no frontier we cannot explore, no mystery we cannot unravel. The next great adventure awaits us. Let us meet it with courage, with wisdom, and with the unquenchable thirst for knowledge that has driven us from our first steps on Earth to the very edge of the galaxy. Ad astra per aspera, to the stars through difficulties. Admiral Samantha Chen. As she sent the message, Samantha turned her gaze back to the view screen, where the enigmatic structure loomed against the backdrop of countless galaxies. A smile played on her lips as she realized that humanity's greatest journey was just beginning. The unknown beckoned, full of both promise and peril. But Samantha knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, humanity would face them as they always had, with determination, creativity, and an unwavering spirit of exploration. The stars had once seemed so far away. Now they were humanity's new home, and the universe itself was the new frontier.